As we mentioned earlier in this newscast, the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that President Joe Biden's plan to erase billions of dollars in student loan debt is against the law.
While Oklahoma's delegation is celebrating the ruling, President Biden says he will keep fighting. Alex Cameron is following the decision from our News on 6 Washington Bureau.
The Biden administration argued the debt forgiveness program was permissible under a 2003 law called the Higher Education Relief Opportunities for Students Act, or HEROES Act, which allows the government to forgive student loans in times of national emergency. But the court says this goes beyond what Congress intended. Congress passed the HEROES Act in the wake of 9/11, giving future secretaries of education the discretion to, quote, waive or modify any statutory or regulatory provision applicable to student financial assistance programs as the secretary deems necessary in connection with a military operation or national emergency. COVID-19 was a declared national emergency, but the court's conservative majority concluded Congress could not have intended for the law to be used to cancel $400 billion in debt without including more specific language. In such circumstances, we have required the secretary to point to clear congressional authorization to justify the challenged program, wrote Chief Justice John Roberts. The HEROES Act provides no authorization.
I think the court misinterpreted.
The president today echoed the criticism of the three dissenting liberal justices who say the majority refused to accept that the law's broad delegation of power is likely what Congress wanted, and even if it's not the court's job to fix it. The result here, writes Justice Elena Kagan for the minority, is that the court substitutes itself for Congress and the executive branch in making national policy about student loan forgiveness. But instead of overreach by the court, the Oklahoma congressional delegation sees the debt forgiveness program as overreach by the administration.
This was a order done through the executive branch. There was no discussion with Congress.
It is our responsibility to decide if we're going to use taxpayer dollars to pay that debt off.
172,000 Oklahomans were approved for student debt relief under the plan before legal proceedings put it on hold, now permanently. At the U.S. Supreme Court, I'm Oklahoma's own Alex Cameron.